Welcome. You are listening to the Audio Information Network of Colorado. This recording is intended to be used solely by individuals with barriers to print.
Thank you for joining us for Audiobook News, read from AudioFile Magazine. My name is Sarah. Let's get right into it and start off with some children and family listening title reviews. Elf Dog and Owlhead by M.T. Anderson, read by Pete Cross. Narrator Pete Cross makes magic of his own in Anderson's newest fantasy for middle grade listeners. Cross imbues a teen named Clay with a youthful sincerity and awe as he adopts a stray elfhound who shows him how to cross over into a magical world of dukes and ladies, owlmen, and worms. Cross gives each character a unique voice and energy level. Intensity ranges from the rapid-fire speech of know-it-all sister DeRossi as she berates Clay to the thoughtful, deep voice of the giant as he imparts ancient wisdom and the calm, sincere tone of the owlboy, Amos, who saves Clay's life and returns him home safely. This unlikely friendship during the pandemic changes Clay forever. It's available from Dreamscape, 4.25 hours unabridged, recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade Edition Digital Download, ISBN 978-166-663-4334 for $17.99. Leave Her at Last by Sarah Pennypacker, read by Stephanie Willing. Stephanie Willing's performance is full of vim and vigor that amps up the absurdist humor in this charming fairy tale. Leva's parents are villains. They never tell Leva her birthday or let her leave their property. She learns about the world through soap operas and the local newspaper's word of the day. One day, Leva squeezes through the hedge and discovers the library next door with its friendly librarian, her nephew, and a limit of 10 books a day. Willing's pace and tone are perfect. She keeps the story light as she shows listeners Leva's big heart, can-do attitude, and need to right the wrongs her parents have done to the whole town, along with the magic of friends, books, cookies, and toast. It's available from Harper Audio, 5.5 hours unabridged, recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade Edition Digital Download, ISBN 978-006-3114456 for $27.99. Feathers Together by Karen Levis, read by Hallie Ricardo and Karen Levis. Melina and Klepetan, 2 white storks, are used to staying together when their flock migrates between Croatia and South Africa for the summer and winter seasons. However, when Melina gets hurt, the pair must spend the winter apart, which is a new challenge for them to face. Narrator Hallie Ricardo's feminine voice is expressive, clear, and comfortably paced. Her vocalizations give the storks personalities as they cope with their separation and prepare to be reunited. Gentle music at the beginning and end frames the story. An added note by the author describes the stork's real-life story upon which this tale is based and which captures the hearts of many people. It's available from Dreamscape, 15 minutes long, unabridged, recommended for ages 4 through 6. Trade Edition Digital Download, ISBN 978-166-662-0696 for $9.99. The Unique Beak by Estani Frizzell, read by Estani Frizzell. Estani Frizzell deftly introduces poor Sai, a young peacock who has an ungainly beak and a terrible singing voice. Listeners meet Sai when he goes off by himself after the other peacocks, including his family, insult him about his voice. Lovely background music by Greco Barato and the author-narrator's poetic descriptions superbly convey the local crickets who enjoy singing and joyfully dance to Sai's music. After that, Sai decides to follow his dream and keeps on singing. Most poignant is Sai's contrite mother, who asks for his forgiveness and praises his newfound confidence. Sai and Cricket enthusiastically plan a world tour to share his happy sound. Listeners of all ages, particularly the young, will find encouragement in this sensitively narrated tale. It's available from Greenleaf Book Group, 8 minutes long, unabridged, recommended for ages 6 and up. Trade Edition Digital Download for $4.89. And now let's take a look at some young adult titles. Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling by Elise Bryant, read by Preston Butler III and Shayna Small. Preston Butler's and Shayna Small's youthful and engaging voices are perfectly cast to portray two misfit teens who serendipitously run into each other on every holiday. Butler's performance is high-pitched and excitable as Reggie, a passionate but insecure Dungeons & Dragons player who develops a fake, confident persona to impress punk singer Delilah. Delilah, portrayed by Small, is starting to doubt if she belongs on the stage, but Reggie's confident act inspires her to keep going. Small's voice has an easy, laid-back quality that matches the cool, aloof singer. The teens are often the only black kids in their chosen spaces. Butler and Smile dial up the emotion as the teens bond over this shared experience. Their delightful narration elevates this twist on a holiday romance. Available from Harper Audio at a length of 10 hours unabridged, recommended for ages 12 and up. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-006-321-3029 for $27.99. Always the Almost by Edward Underhill, read by Logan Rosos. Logan Rosos suffuses this charming romance with joyful exuberance. Having recently transitioned, Miles is almost as determined to win back his jock ex-boyfriend as he is to defeat his lifelong piano competition nemesis. But a cute new boy and an intimidating piano teacher threaten to upend all his plans, or they could help him build the life of his dreams. Rosos leans into the roller coaster of Miles's emotions. An ardent combination of snark and sincerity buoys listeners as Miles navigates the changes in his life. Rosos excels in bringing Miles's inner monologues to life, even when he's doing something he knows he's going to regret. Rosos rounds out the cast of characters with a variety of tones suited to their backgrounds and personalities. It's available from Audible, 7.75 hours long unabridged. Recommended for ages 12 and up. Trade edition digital download for $19.95. Winter Light by Martha Engber, read by Marla Nobles. Marla Nobles narrates this gritty story set in 1978. Jaded, motherless Mary Donahue lives with her brother and their alcoholic father. Burdened by cyclical poverty and full of cynicism, she skips classes and works long hours to pay bills. Listeners hear of the appeal of escape when Mary uses drugs at a party and her desperation after being sexually assaulted. Intrigue compels her to befriend Goody Two-Shoes Kathleen McCarthy, whose friendly mother becomes concerned as Mary slowly opens up. Nobles also captures Mary's periodic anger at Kathleen's lack of appreciation for her stable life. Nobles' performance captures the darkness and hope in this remarkable story. It's available from Martha Engber, 8 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download for $17.35. Hearts Unbroken by Cynthia Lettich Smith, read by Kyla Garcia. Kyla Garcia brings this award-winning 2018 novel to life for listeners. Louise Wolfe is a smart and curious high school senior who lives in Kansas and is a citizen of Muskogee Creek Nation. Garcia's bright narration suits the teen who finds her voice in the school paper, navigates crushes, and thinks about the future. Lou and her family face discrimination and harassment when her younger brother Huey lands a lead role in the school play. Lou notes each instance a native stereotype appears, debating how she would be received if she spoke out. Listeners hear of Lou's relationships with family, friends, exes, and crushes, and will relate as she struggles to be there for all of them and to be her true self around them. It's available from Listening Library, 6.25 hours unabridged, recommended for ages 14 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-367-8824 for $23. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-367-8831 for $56. Nigeria Jones by Ibizaboy, read by Marcella Cox. Marcella Cox portrays 16-year-old Nigeria Jones, whose father views her as a warrior princess for his black nationalist movement. Cox also captures the sadness and confusion Nigeria has felt since her mother left. Cox amplifies these emotions when Nigeria leaves home to attend the largely white private school her mother selected for her, which her father opposes. Cox heightens Nigeria's anger at her father's attempts to control her and her longing for her mother as her world expands and she examines black identity, misogyny, homophobia, and stereotyping. As Nigeria grows emotionally and she realizes what she wants, Cox's performance especially shines. Though the story includes elements that address the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights, it's Cox's depiction of Nigeria listeners will remember. It's available from Harper Audio, 9.75 hours unabridged. Recommended for ages 12 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-006-328-1189 for $27.99. And we move on again, this time to romance titles, starting with Anna Maria and the Fox by Liana de la Rosa, read by Ruby Hunt. Narrator Ruby Hunt's vibrant storytelling brings Anna Maria Luna Valdez into sharp focus as she sparkles in Victorian London society in 1863. Anna Maria and her sisters Gabriela and Isabel fled Mexico's war with Napoleon to be goodwill ambassadors in England. Hunt presents their bilingual escapades in British society with elan. But while her English and Irish accents are subtly delivered, they are not as proficient as her Spanish. The audio strength is the fiery discussions Anna Maria has with her sisters and fellow outsider Gideon Fox on topics as varied as feminism, the slave trade, and evolution. Gideon and Anna's romance seems inevitable as they have endless topics left to debate. Hunt imbues Anna Maria with an impassioned spirit that will have listeners' full attention. It's available from Penguin Audio, 10.75 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3675854 for $20. Books on Tape has the library edition. Digital download, ISBN 978-059-3675861 for $85.50. The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Bellefleur, read by Lauren Sweet. Lauren Sweet's dynamic narration highlights this sapphic rom-com. Tansy lied to her family about being in a relationship with Gemma in order to get space from them. The truth, she's never even met Gemma, who's got her own problem. She needs to be married within a couple of months to inherit her family's newspaper business. The perfect opportunity for a fake betrothal presents itself when the two women run into each other. Then they find they have a lot in common, and real feelings develop. But with so much at stake, does the relationship have a chance? Sultry whispers contrast with hate-fueled insults. Snippets of overheard conversation in various pitches from rapt wedding guests showcase Sweet's range. It's available from Harper Audio, 12.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-006-325-8518 for $27.99. Love, Theoretically, by Ali Hazelwood, read by Therese Plummer. Therese Plummer delivers a dazzling performance, taking listeners to Boston and the world of theoretical physics at MIT. Dr. Elsie Hanaway is a miserable adjunct professor who is dreaming of tenure at a prestigious university. To make ends meet, she also poses as a fake girlfriend, which is where she meets the infamous experimentalist Jack Smith. As she fully embodies Elsie, Plummer's portrayal is memorable and genuine. Her upbeat delivery of hilarious banter and heartfelt swoony moments between Elsie and Jack will leave listeners feeling every bit of their tension-filled enemies-to-lovers romance. It's available from Penguin Audio, 12.5 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3684788 for $22.50. Books on Tape has a library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3739174 for $95. A Rake of His Own, Stariel, Book 5, by A.J. Lancaster, read by Nicholas Bolton. Nicholas Bolton's narration of this audiobook, part fantasy, part mystery, part romance, is all pleasure. When botanical scholar Marius Valstar encounters a murdered colleague in his greenhouse, the enthralling fae Prince Rakan is there to investigate. Amid more dead colleagues and adventures in various realms, Marius and Rakan begin a romance. While this story has a confusing beginning for those unfamiliar with the series, there's nothing amiss with Bolton's commanding performance. Bolton sets Marius's awkward, self-conscious dialogue against Racken's dignified persona so that listeners always know who is talking and thinking. In addition to the narrative clarity, Bolton creates memorable voices for Marius's mortal colleagues and Racken's fey acquaintance. Across the board, Bolton's crisp, drawling voice meets the challenges of Lancaster's fey romp. It's available from Podium Audio, 13.75 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-103-942-8249 for $27.99. The Sweetheart List, Sunrise Cove, Book 4, by Jill Shalvis, read by Andy Arndt. Narrator Andy Arndt delves into the life of Harper Shaw, who packs up and moves to Lake Tahoe to open a bakery. On Harper's first night in town, she encounters 16-year-old Ivy, who is on her own, so Harper offers her a place to stay. Arndt brings all of Ivy's wariness to her portrayal, and transitions to Ivy's growing hope as her situation changes. Harper finds romance with Bodie Campbell, a tavern owner. Arndt smoothly moves between Harper and Bodie, giving him a deeper tenor that reflects his increased attraction to her. Arndt's performance successfully blends the youthfulness of Ivy and her friends with the older Harper and Bodie. Overall, Arndt's smooth style provides an enjoyable listening experience. It's available from Harper Audio, 9 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-006-3235731 for $27.99. Zora books her happy ever after by Taj McCoy, read by Adenrali Ojo. Adenrali Ojo goes above and beyond in her portrayal of bookstore owner Zora as she finds herself in a love triangle with best-selling author Lawrence and his brooding friend Reed. Zora has always put her job and community work first, much to the dismay of her baby-obsessed grandmother. But while both men are perfect on paper, she can't help thinking there is some Zora Locke Holmes mystery behind each of them that needs to be solved. Ojo switches seamlessly from the voice of the distinguished matriarch to the impressively deep voices of the two men. Her characters laugh their dialogue when the story calls for it, project anguish, and are attractively sultry during passionate scenes. The voice acting in every line is impeccable and moving. It's available from Harlequin Audio, 10.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-148-821-8354 for $27.99. And in Romance Preview, let's look at some titles here. Lucy Parker brings us Codename Charming, read by Anne-Marie Piazza. To quash damaging gossip, a royal's bodyguard and assistant enter into a fake relationship. It's a contemporary title, Harper Audio, unabridged, trade edition, digital download, release date August 15th. Knockout, Hell's Bells, Book 3 by Sarah McLean, read by Justine Eyre. Detective Thomas Peck meets his match in Lady Imogen, one of London's secret Hell's Bells operatives. This is a historical romance title. It's available unabridged from Harper Audio, trade edition, digital download, release date August 22nd. Love on the Byline by Zio Axelrod, read by William Leroy and Lynn Wright. Blake hopes for a journalistic coup with her latest interview, but only if she can keep things professional with Oliver, her subject's assistant. This is a contemporary romance title, available unabridged from Brilliance Audio. Trade edition, CD, MP3, digital download. Release date August 29th. Enchanted to Meet You by Meg Cabot, read by Piper Goodeve and Tim Page. Witchy outcast and boutique owner Jess reluctantly teams up with Witch Council member Derek to save her West Harbor hometown. This is a paranormal romance title, in case you hadn't guessed. Available unabridged from Harper Audio, trade edition, digital download. Release date September 5th. Thank You for Sharing by Rachel Runya Katz, read by Tyler Collier and Raymond Lee. Daniel and Leah overcome their childhood rift and find common ground in their shared museum work and their culture as Jewish people of color. It's a contemporary romance title, available unabridged from Macmillan Audio, trade edition, digital download, release date September 12th. And let's round things off with a couple of fiction titles, general fiction that is. The East Indian by Brinda Chari, read by Vikas Adam. Vikas Adam is an experienced narrator whose skill is on full display in this unique historical novel based on a real-life figure. Tony is an Indian boy who finds himself far from home in the American colonies, where he is an indentured servant. Adam evokes a range of emotions as he presents this entertaining and at times painful story of a non-white person's interactions with the new world. Evoking a range of emotions, Adams captures the range of Tony's adventures. He balances Tony's quiet inner monologue and the brash Europeans he encounters. Fans of international fiction and those looking for something new in the historical genre will fall in love with Tony and his narrator. And narrator Vikas Adams says, "The East Indian scared me in a good way. It's an energy I used when giving voice to Tony as the first documented South Asian on U.S. soil. Coupled with the Shakespearean homages, it was a playground for an actor." It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 10.75 hours long unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-179-715-6163 for $23.99. The Secret Book of Flora Lee by Patty Callahan Henry, read by Cynthia Erivo, and with a note by Patty Callahan Henry. Narrator Cynthia Erivo's quiet assurance permeates this dual timeline audio about the powerful alchemy of storytelling. In 1939, two girls, Hazel and Flora Lee, are evacuated from London to escape imminent war. Flora Lee mysteriously disappears. In 1960, Hazel, now a rare bookshop clerk, opens a package and discovers a book of the same stories she once made up to calm Flora Lee. Erivo rarely raises her voice, yet through desperate tones she expertly conveys Hazel's search for answers to the mysteries of her missing sister and the appearance of the stories from long ago. Erivo seamlessly adopts the charming lilt of young Flora and the American accent of a woman who has unwittingly written the fanciful stories that connect Hazel's past with her present. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 12.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-179-715-5982 for $23.99. Madalena and the Dark by Julia Fine, read by Sophie Roberts. Sophie Roberts is outstanding as she performs this richly detailed novel of two girls in decadent 18th century Venice. Louisa, a resident at a girls' conservatory, hopes to become a concert violinist under the tutelage of Antonio Vivaldi. When Madalena, a beautiful young noblewoman, is sent to the conservatory, Louisa's life takes a devastating turn. Madalena has discovered that the sea grants wishes in exchange for an offering. She urges Louisa to wish for her heart's desire. In alternating chapters, Robert sounds slightly breathless as the girls discover their mutual attraction and convincingly vindictive when things go wrong. Julia Fine's lyrical prose borders on the poetic, while Roberts invests each girl with complicated emotions, allowing their confused feelings to permeate this sinister tale of love and magic. It's available from Macmillan Audio, 11 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-125-0902764 for $26.99. Library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-125-0330154 for $74.99. And that is all I'm going to have time for today. Thank you for joining us for Audiobook News. My name is Sarah.
If you enjoyed this program, please register for our free services at www.aincolorado.org or by calling 303-786-7777.